But in general, now the level is so high at the next level that it's difficult to make too much of a distinction. Tomorrow, Flamengo is a top team, top players, really, really well coached as well. Good mixture between probably something, that the journey of the coach as well, tactical discipline and aggressiveness and a very, very real dose of Brazilian creativity and flair, and something that you can only have if you live football like in that country, and okay, those are facts for the game tomorrow, but I think we bring a lot of quality as well. So we in the end tomorrow we will focus on that as well. Flamengo is a team that has all those habits, which is the reason why I speak about a game that might not be too different from a top-level game in Europe for us.
Fala, apaixonados por futebol, bem-vindos ao canal. Antes do jogaço entre Flamengo e Bayern de Munique pelas oitavas de final do Mundial de Clubes, jogo que colocará o vencedor entre os 8 melhores times do mundo, o técnico Vincent Kompany do Bayern deu uma coletiva de imprensa onde falou muito sobre o time do Mengão. Vamos conferir, já se inscrevam aí no canal e bora!
You started very well, 10-0 against Auckland City, and then you won the Boca Juniors, sir, and lost against Benfica. But with that outstanding result, the coach that you're about to play said that in his group games also, his toughest, the team he would consider the toughest is Chelsea, which happens to be a European team. And now he's going also to play you, and you're talking about how South America and European teams are not really, so far apart in terms of quality and maybe, but do you also consider or what team would you consider the toughest also in your group, despite the outcome of the results?
No, look, we in our group, in the end we lost to only one team, and it was Benfica. So, but it's a team that we know, and the game had its own story, of course. So, I think I don't think we can overanalyze this too much. But now you go in the next stages. I think every team here belongs to the best teams. There's I think there's a few. The only thing you could say is there's a few European teams who could compete here who are not here, of course, and let's not forget about that. But in general, now the level is so high at the next level that it's difficult to make too much of a distinction. Tomorrow, Flamengo is a top team, top players, really, really well coached as well. Good mixture between probably something that the journey of the coach as well, tactical discipline and aggressiveness and a very, very real dose of Brazilian creativity and flair, and something that you can only have if you live football like in that country, and okay, those are facts for the game tomorrow, but I think we bring a lot of quality as well. So we in the end tomorrow we will focus on that as well.
A few minutes ago, Flamengo head coach Filipe Luis talked about tactics, focus, discipline, and now you are talking about dribble, happiness, things like that. I mean, Brazilian players are used to talk about this. I would like to know, how do you see the Flamengo's idea of football? What do you can study, and how do you see this game tomorrow?
I think if you spend time analyzing them, it's really clear what they do, so that's always from one coach to another coach also a very good way of communicating. It means he has very, very clear ideas. It means the players believe in his ideas, and of course they've had results as well to push the confidence. I think when I speak about what I see, it's like I said before, it's a mix of that, discipline. Like, I think most teams at top level in the Champions League, they would also almost all of them consider it normal that the whole team defends in every phase. We would consider it very normal that the whole team participates in creating actions in every phase. And Flamengo is a team that has all those habits, which is the reason why I speak about a game that might not be too different from a top level game in Europe for us. And maybe you have to ask the Flamengo coach if it's similar to a Brazilian game. I don't know, but it will feel, I think, similar to the games that we are used to at the top level.
Brazilian coaches always say the European teams has more money to hire the best players. Bayern has a very good team. It means Bayern tomorrow is favorite against Flamengo, or something else can happen. Thank you.
Yes, I mean, just on the just maybe one logical answer to this is, how many people live in Brazil?
210 million.
So no country in Europe has 210 million people who are crazy about football as well. So that's also an advantage. So I think it balances things out a little bit. So I don't know. I don't. How is it possible to know who's favorite between two teams that have never played against each other? You know, it's more important for me the message that we communicate on the pitch tomorrow. Bayern always wants to win, but the research I did about Flamengo, I feel that it's the same, and in Brazil it's the same for them. You know, so you meet teams probably who have a culture of winning, and it will be similar for us as for them.
What would you like to copy from Brazilian Brazilian style of the game? What would you like to copy in the tactical? You know.
No, we're not looking to copy. You know, we want to do our own thing, but I don't know. I think if it's a broad question, you know, who didn't? I don't know. Maybe I'm generalizing too much, but who didn't grow up watching Brazilian superstars? You know, watching Brazilian football players for the national team and in all of our teams create memories for us. You know, so. You know, the way I associate Brazilian football is you can name all the tactical things you want and everything you want, but in the end, the way all of us associate Brazilian football is with creativity, things that people do on a football pitch that sometimes we cannot even think about. But tomorrow, we have a very strong team as well. And then we talk about winning football matches and who we are, and we will only focus on what we have to do to win.
Filipe Luis was here and he said that your Bayern team is a reference for him tactically. How does that feel for you to hear? And also, what has your impression been of him as a coach?
Yeah, I just mentioned that one of the things you have to keep in all fairness is I always say to people that usually I'm not affected too much by criticism. I'm quite good at handling criticism. I don't take it too personal. But that means that when I receive some compliments, and I heard a few good things today in previous interviews, I usually stay also quite calm about it. You know, the only thing I know is that that being a coach is just a lot of hard work and a lot of resilience, like probably most jobs if you want to be successful. But I've seen his team as well. You know, he's in the end, we are young coaches. That's a fact. I'm not going to wish myself too old too soon either. It is what it is. I accept it, and I'm happy about it. But you can just see the message his teams communicate. They have compactness all the time. They have clear pressing triggers to create moments of pressures, to force mistakes, and when they have to defend the box and they have to defend deep, they do it together. They do it well. They do it with a very disciplined line, and you know, most of you would sort of associate it with his former coach, obviously, but I think it has differences in how he does it, and then on the ball, there is a clear structure, but it's not just patterns. It's players being in the right positions to be dangerous. Still a lot of runs in behind, speed also, and strength, physicality in the team. So it's always a mix. When a team does well, I think it's a mix of having a very good squad and probably good squad planning and having good coaching as well and good players. Therefore, you know, yeah. And sometimes when it doesn't go well, then he's just a coach, obviously.